I think the blue Chevy is definitely top favorite of mine. The blue one that we just filmed with Terry.
Oh, the Terry one.
Yeah.
That's a cool truck. I'm surprised that thing's not sold, actually. Such a Monopoly game, bro. You just never know. That's such a cool truck. Yeah, you never know, bro. That's what people don't get in this business.
Mm-hmm.
What one's gonna pop off, what one's not. Okay, so what's up, everybody? We're doing a little bit of a different introduction here. I feel like this truck has a cool story and a little more to tell, so I got my chair. Sam's got me set up on a pole here so we don't have to stand there. So this is Buck. You've seen it in a previous video, maybe, I don't know, what was it, Sam? 2 videos ago, maybe? Probably now? 2 videos ago? If you've seen it, you'd see it. I mean, yellow and white square body. And if you follow me on social media, which I highly recommend you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you definitely have seen it there. So anyways, this is Buck. This is a 1 family-owned truck, 2 registered owners. This truck came from Tallahassee, Florida, and it's never left Tallahassee the whole time. Look at Sam getting my FedEx, man. Thanks, bro. FedEx just pulled up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but 2 registered owner truck. The name of the truck is Uncle Buck. The gentleman I bought it from wasn't even related to Buck per se. Just one of those, like, you know, friend turned into family type deal. I guess, you know, kind of grew up with them. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with situations like that, you know. So when Buck passed, the gentleman that I bought the truck from, he ended up with the truck back in like 97-ish or something is what he thinks. So he's had the truck from then all the way up until I bought it, you know, maybe a month or so ago. So 2 registered owners. It's 1 repaint. Truck was completely original from head to toe. I mean, the whole truck, suspension, wheels, hubcaps, 100% original interior, although the seat's been recovered at one point, obviously, you know, some stuff to keep the truck in correct condition, but original truck. And I got my hands on it, and on my way there to get the truck, I always start my visions, and I had a vision I was going to lower this thing, it's going to look awesome. And man, when I got there and met this guy and shook his hand, I spent maybe like 2 hours there, honestly. The stories, you know, we went for a ride, the guy was with me. It's just, there was a lot going on, man. And the guy loved his truck, and he sold it due to health reasons. And he gave it a big hug and cracked a beer when I was loading on the trailer. And I don't drink, believe it or not. And watching this guy drink a beer, watching his truck leave, it was probably the most I've ever wanted to have a beer with somebody, man. It was a great feeling. This is one of these trucks where, you know, it's not just a truck, I guess. So on the way home, I'm realizing, man, I use the word molest, but I can't tear this truck up. You know, I got to figure out a way to not leave it stock because I'm here to make stuff cool and, you know, bring it into a little bit of modernness maybe. And, you know, throw my touch on it, my thrill, my touches. So I struggled, and I got the truck home, started tinkering with it, you know, started working, fixing things, and still was all original. I just hadn't exactly figured it out. And I woke up one morning, I'm like, you know what? I have 5 or 6 lowered square bodies. I'm gonna lift this truck a little bit, put some really cool tires on it, keep the original wheels and the original hubcaps on it, which, as you can see, I did end up changing the hubcaps, which I think was a win, as I say. Those are still the original wheels. So this is Uncle Buck 2.0, and it came out really great. I think it was hard for me to find a line to leave this truck very original to where it still tells a story and not change too much of the truck, but like I said, bring it into a little bit of my own thrill and taste. And a lot of detail work went into this truck, but very carefully not to paint too much stuff, not to clean up too much trim, not to touch up this scratch, because I don't want to change the originality of the truck either. You know, once you start digging in, it kind of never stops. So it was hard to find a fine line of, you know, being clean, tidy, fixing, painting, you know, the correct amount of stuff just so the truck has that very nice look with that cool feel. And when you're in it, you still have that really old original feel. And I love the truck. I've nailed it. I've actually had quite a few people ask about price, and I've Believe it or not, I've told him actually the truck is not for sale at this moment. I've been driving this truck every day almost since I've got the truck. So super cool truck. I think we'll get you off this pole and we'll give you the walk around of this truck and go over what I've done and show you everything. And at the end of this video too, I'll have Sam put up a bunch of the pictures. Did a lot of stuff to this truck, and I try to film a little bit on my own time, so we'll get him to throw that up there too for you guys that are not following me on social media for whatever reason. But we'll get Sam on the camera and we'll show you guys around. Thank you. All right, so story time's over. Hopefully you like that. Didn't try to drag it out too long, but here's Buck 2.0. I'll let Sam give you a little walk around of it. As you can see, it definitely does not look the same as it did. And like I told you earlier, I think this thing looks phenomenal. I decided not to lower the truck, so I put it's got like a 1-inch coil spring puck spacer in the front, which probably equals out to like 2.5, 3 inches, of lift. And the rear, we did a 1-inch block in the back because it kind of had that tooted up look. And I'm like, man, I just want to get this thing back to kind of its factory rake. So that was perfect. Of course, a perfect fresh alignment by my good boys at Fire Tire, just down the road from me. Wheels, we kept the original wheels, and those are 31 1050 Super Swamper radials. And I was gonna keep the original hubcaps too. They're very unique, but I just, this is a 2-wheel drive truck, obviously. And I found these hubcaps. I had 2 of them actually. There's a cool story behind that. I had 2, I put them on once, I'm like, that's perfect. So I found 2 more. I met the guy at Buc-ee's in Daytona actually to grab the other 2. I drove it up there the day I finished the truck and put it all back together. So it's all together, paint's buffed up. I actually did this one myself, so I can't say Glaw's Garage did it. And if you guys see it in person, it's not perfect, and don't think he did it, because I did it and it looks good. But that goes back to what I was saying. So this particular truck, I didn't want it to look perfect. I didn't want the trim to all be perfect. There was a fine line of leaving the original cool feeling of this truck, but still having it awesomely preserved and presentable looking. And me personally, I think I nailed that. This truck got washed 3 or 4 times underneath, up on jack stands, and this got one of my full undercarriage treatments. It wasn't rusty underneath, just, very dirty, never been painted or fixed up. So this thing is painted from front to back very heavily. We'll have Sam show you under the bed. You can see that really nice. And we'll even put some pictures up at the end. This thing got a serious undercarriage restoration. Beautiful dual exhaust, per usual, like what we do. What else did I do the outside, man? I think that's probably about it. The paint buff, the undercarriage is gorgeous, the exhaust, the wheels, tires. The wheels, again, those original wheels, I did paint them, and I didn't paint them perfectly. I kind of dusted them. I didn't want them to look perfect because then they would be too nice and not match the rest of the truck. So I tried to keep the whole truck fittingly matching, but well preserved and really nice looking. I know you can see in the camera, this thing is shiny. It looks good. It also got 4 brand new Monroe shocks. I don't buy the cheap fucking shocks. It got the nice shocks, which are yellow, so it looks really great. I put the gentleman's tag on the front. That's like a train, some kind of a train company. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar. I found it in the back seat when I bought it. He's like, oh, let me get that. I'm like, dude, if you let me keep this, I'm gonna put it back on the front bumper. He's like, okay. So we put that on there. Just a lot of cool stories with this truck, man. And it looks awesome, runs and drives great still. This truck, we'll pop the hood actually. We'll show you under there. So I think we showed you a little bit last time. Not really a lot's changed under there. Again, didn't really paint anything under here like we usually do. Definitely a good detail. I did paint the brake booster and the master cylinder a little bit. We did put a hood mat because it didn't have a hood mat. As far as tune-up stuff, not really anything. As you see in that previous video, this thing had just had like $4,000 worth of mechanical work done to it before I purchased it. So mechanically, this truck is really sound. So under the hood is just basically all original, and just didn't want to, paint too much stuff and get too involved. Wanted to leave original. It is missing I was hoping it was going to be here for this video. It's missing the tube, which I have ordered. Thought it was going to be here, but that's probably the only last little thing I'm waiting on as far as parts for this truck. You can show them the interior, Sam. I mean, the interior got a really heavy detail, man. I mean, I was in there with like a pick digging goop out of the steering wheel, and just very heavy detail on the interior. Cleaned all the chrome trim. Yeah, and then up on the ceiling there too is a picture of Buck, and that was there previous to me buying it, so we didn't do that. So the gentleman's wife had that painted on when he passed. So super cool, man. This truck is just, I don't know, it's got a cool story, and it's got the buck on the ball hitch in the back, and I left it. It just, and my buddy John Foster, I don't know, he'll probably see this video, he's out of town, and we're gonna paint just a small little buck on the driver's side door, like by the handle. They used to kind of do that, like whoever was driving. So we're gonna do a small little buck there, and then we're gonna do a little, you know, our little thing on the tailgate. We're gonna do like a buck 2.0, and I'm gonna figure out his birth and passing date and put it on there and do like an in memory. So just, that's probably the last few little tiny details I have left to do this truck that I just think would kind of make it over the top and continue the story on and preserve the story. So killer truck, man. I'm gonna take you guys for a ride in this thing, and as far as roller goes, me and Sam, was it yesterday? The day before? We did something really cool, and if you follow me on social media, you've seen it, so you'll see the whole video here shortly. So as far as rollers, we're not gonna do any of those today because we've knocked that out of the park already. But we will throw you in the cab, take you for a ride. Speaking of the cab, if you wanna go over there on the driver's side, Sam, I'll open this side. So I know we showed you guys last time, this thing still has the factory radio, and it has a 6-disc Alpine, I don't even know, 6-disc changer, whatever you call them. So the Alpine unit, yeah, if you want to move the seatbelt, is still there. The truck had some speakers back here, very old speakers, and of course the third speaker in the dash. Actually, just today I cut the speaker in the dash was completely blown out. So I cut the wire to it, and then we went and see my boy Nick, actually just this afternoon, and removed the 2 other blown out speakers that were in the back. And he built these just really quick, clean little pods, wrapped them in some vinyl, put 2 6x9s back here. And realistically, it sounds very nice, actually. This wasn't a truck I could put music in. Its original radio works, the 6-disc changer works. I couldn't mess with any of that stuff. So just wanted to at least be able to listen to the radio, you know, comfortably, which this did the trick. So clean, tidy, sounds good. You know, if you're a CD guy, you can throw a CD in there and listen to whatever CD you want. So, and we left, I know you guys seen a lot of this junk in that first video too, probably, so I've cleaned it all up and left some of the stuff there. Just, I don't know, man, this one's just not a truck. It's just cool with an awesome story. And yeah, actually, we showed them last time some of this paperwork too. So $3,773. I guess a friend of his did a lot of this work, and this is the kind of people we like. Everything is written down, dated, where he got it, how much the part was. I mean, just really neat. And you know, working on this truck, you can see all the new parts, pieces, bits that somebody has done to the truck. So super cool. And today actually just got like the last few things working. The gear indicator on the dash there, the needle wasn't working, and I figured that all out. The background light for at night for the AC panel control wasn't lighting up at night. I fixed that. I mean, I'm down to like, I don't even know if there's anything that does not work on this truck. All the dome lights work, even the rear cab light when you open the door works. I think I have every single thing on this truck working that was working the day it left the dealership. I really don't think there is anything else on the truck that is not working up. The idle up for the AC, you know, when you kick the AC on, tap the throttle, it picks up the idle. I mean, everything. I don't think there's nothing that's not working on this truck. So super cool. I think we'll throw them in the cab, take them for a ride, and then they'll get to see the rollers. And if anybody has any questions, you know how to find me. So thank you. All right, what's up? I think it's been a minute since you guys went for a ride with me. Definitely get this damn AC fired up, boy. It's hot in Florida, man. And to have an old square body with like, the AC is well functioning. Like, you could get down the road a few minutes. You actually have to click this thing down. The side windows and the back window were already tinted. And I was gonna peel it off because this kind of truck I feel like just looks better with the clear windows, but goddamn, with the summer and the heat and the AC working as good as it does with the tinted windows, I'm like, man, I'm gonna leave them tinted. So we'll take you for a ride in Buck. Pre-warning, anybody that knows, these are Super Swampers. I did even spring for the radials, and they don't ride quite as, you know, they're still Super Swamper, obviously. I was hoping they were gonna ride a little better. And I actually just talked to a buddy of mine today, Big Mike's Tires. He trues tires, so I think we're gonna just skim these things a little bit and rebalance them. So that's probably gonna be in the future, but we'll take you for a ride, let you get the gist of old Buck here. And again, truck's been aligned, it's got a perfect alignment. 4 new shocks, front end's all greased up, and mechanically, really, only thing I think I've done, honestly, is oil change, exhaust, which doesn't really count as mechanical maybe, but all that work that you guys just seen, this thing's massive amount of work that's been done to this truck already. So, and again, I've been driving this truck almost every single day since I purchased it. So other than, you know, it had like, I don't know, probably 4 days of downtime when I was doing the undercarriage, and we'll make sure we throw some pictures of that because it came out fantastic. Really, really impressed myself. I do a lot of these little undercarriage restorations, and I always try to one-up myself every time. And this one I did. I mean, I painted the oil pan back to like that GM blue. I painted the tranny pan. It looks insanely nice on the undercarriage. Of course, with the new shocks, it just looks very, very nice. So, anyways, this truck, I mean, and really it rides pretty good, but you know, it's on Super Swampers. So you guys that know, they're Super Swampers. So it's not a street radial tire. And I almost put some Toyo MTs on it. I just wanted something that was really fit the air, man. And this was the best fit for that. So, and again, everything works. Fuel gauge, speedometer, temperature gauge, oil pressure gauge, volt gauge. You know, I guess I lied. The clock doesn't work, and I'm not tackling that. Wipers work. Killer little truck. Very reliable. This thing has never let me down whatsoever. And this truck has 150,000 original miles on it. So, you know, it's rolled once, obviously. It's a 5-digit jobby. Super low mile truck, and you can tell it's just tight. Motor's tight, tranny's tight. Tranny shifts really good. There's no blow by, you know, there's no typical small block smoke that you get with these old motors, which is pretty normal, to be honest with you, sometimes on startups and stuff with the valve seals. This doesn't do any of that, man. Really solid drivetrain in this truck. Front end stuff, all tight. Like I said, I just greased everything. When I took the alignment shop, there was nothing loose or wore out, so. Great running, driving truck, man. And I'm gonna keep driving. Like I said, I've had some people, you know, ask about it being for sale, and oddly enough, I told them actually no, it's not for sale at the moment. Yeah, that can change any day, I guess, but just had a lot of fun driving this thing, man. It's a fun truck. The amount of looks you get in this thing is crazy. You know, the little tire howl that you get with the Super Swampers, and it being up taller, you know, you're not watching for big bumps and divots, and it's just it's probably one of the most practical square bodies I've ever had, to be honest with you. And I just couldn't leave it stock, and I didn't have the heart to tear it way up, and this is what we ended up with. So, and speaking of the AC, not lying, I mean, it's insanely cold. Not even sure, actually. I've had square bodies that the AC works great. I've never ever had to turn one down in the heat of summer. Nuts. AC is absolutely wild in this thing, man. Nice blinker, bro. We don't have those anymore, I guess. Only this old truck has blinkers. So anyways, we're pulling back into the shop. We'll probably cut the video about there because the rollers we're not doing today. We already filmed something really, really cool that I think you guys are going to really enjoy, and it really ties in the, you know, 80s vibe of this truck. This truck is a 79. So, and it is a Bonanza, which I probably didn't talk about that. So, and I've done some research. It was just a little bit higher model they had in the lot that had a few more options than, you know, the basic truck, and they kept a few, and they were somewhat limited. They still made quite a few, but just cool to have one that says Bonanza on it. It's a conversation piece, and the truck is yellow, so Bonanza, yellow. It just all kind of works. So we're back at my shop. I think we're gonna clip it there and get you this cool video we made, or I want to say it was a movie that we made. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we will definitely catch you on the next one.
It was 1989, my thoughts were short, my hair was long, caught somewhere between a boy and man. She was 17 and she was far from in between. It was summertime in northern Michigan. Splashing through the sandbar, talking by the campfire. It's the simple things in life, like when and where. We didn't have no internet, but man, I never will forget the way the moonlight shined upon her hair. And we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song, sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Catching walleye from the dock, watching the waves roll off the rocks. She'll forever hold a spot inside my soul. We'd blister in the sun, we couldn't wait for night to come to hit that sand and play some rock and roll. While we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song, sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Now nothing seems as strange as when the leaves begin to change. Oh, how we thought those days would never end. Sometimes I hear that song and I'll start to sing along and think, man, I'd love to see that girl again. And we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite songs.
Good morning. I'm getting a late start today, but we're at my favorite gas station for late night pictures, getting some fuel, taking a pretty solid road trip for today, especially since I'm getting a late start. I'm not going to be getting home till 10, maybe 10ish, depending on traffic. Got me some chocolate milk. Yep. We're going to get on with the day. Good God, man. These old trucks, this thing's got a hell of a fucking story, man. 2-owner truck. Just, God, I don't know, man. I don't even know. Old girl's name is Uncle Buck. And it's got a hell of a story, I'll be real honest with you. Original as it gets. Shit. Alright, Uncle Buck is getting a serious deep clean. I've been letting this thing marinate for probably like an hour and a half, just keep soaking it down. Starting to see some color back on some stuff. We're gonna get this whole undercarriage painted up too, really nice. Came to the car wash and brought my jack and some jack stands and pull all the wheels off, spare tires out. I'm gonna get it cleaned up.
Well, you guys probably thought I'd been sleeping, but that's not the case. So with further investigation, I thought I was going to do some painting today on Uncle Buck. But for exactly how I want this thing to look underneath, I've got a lot more prep work to go. She's definitely pretty dry. There's just some real chunky shit here and there from I don't know if this thing's ever really been cleaned any kind of decent since 79, so gonna be a couple days on this one. I'm going all out. I got to try to impress myself.